have to play to win.
For the love of God and country.
Ignorance is bliss.
You can't take it with you.
Good night.
What's your emergency?
Welcome to my series, A Life Worth Living. I'm very grateful that you are here, and I have a lot to share with you. I'm going to be talking about many different facets of life, but I want to get something very clear right up front. I'm in no position, nor am I arrogant enough to think that I'm here to tell you how you should live your life and what a life worth living is for you. You're going to have to find that out for yourself. But what I am going to offer to you in this series, after years of counseling with people and working with them on their spiritual practice, is how to avoid some of the pitfalls, how to have some insight into your life, and how to learn to follow your life wherever it is leading you, because it's trying to take you somewhere. And you and I are resisting it. Now, this whole series started not after years of counseling, but after I was reading a little passage, and it was by Socrates. And he said, "A life unexamined is not worth living." And I truly agree with him. A life that is not examined. But what does that mean? How do you examine your life? Do you go back and you look at all the events that you've been through in the course of your lifetime and ask yourself, well, did I do this right? Did I do that right? Did I do this in the proper way? Did I get that the way I should have? Am I getting what I deserve? No, 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 no. Never look at the circumstances of your life to understand it. Your life is what is happening, as John Lennon said, while you and I are making other plans. We have far too many plans in our life to have a life. And people want to control their life. And what I'm going to be suggesting to you in this series is how to live a life where you are letting go of your control, letting go of the grip you want to have over your life, on your life, and open your hand up a little bit and let life live you. I want you to remember that theme. Let life live you. Don't try to make your life what you want it to be. Try to follow it a little bit. And I have so much to tell you. You know, a lot of us have our karma, we have our fate, we have our destiny. Some people are people of destiny, some people are people of fate, and then we all have our karma. And all of this pertains to how we go about letting life live us. Most people fight their karma. They think of life as being bad, that there could be bad things that happen to you and terrible karmas that you have to face. And maybe your destiny isn't the one you want. So you always have these people who are trying to make a buck off you, tell you how to live your life and how to get what you want. I'm not going to be talking about that, how to get what you want. If your life is about getting what you want, you're not going to be interested in me, this series, or anything I have to say, so it's time to turn the channel. But if you're willing to look at your life from a different point of view, maybe to allow your life to unfold the way it is unfolding and learn how to recognize it, to let your life bloom and blossom without the need to put your thumb in it or make it any different than what it is, to learn to follow your life is the art of life. Now let's talk a little bit, just briefly, about what Socrates might have meant about a life unexamined. How are you to examine it? Are you to be judgmental? Are you to look at your life and go, well, compared to Joe's life or Fred's life, my life didn't turn out very well. Maybe I should have done something else. Maybe I wasted my life. How does one examine one's life? It isn't by the measure of what occurred in your earthly life. It's about the level of your mercy, your compassion, your willingness to forgive, and the depth of your heart. Are you willing to love beyond your hate? Do you remember what Buddha said? Hate never yet dispelled hate. Only love dispels hate. And a lot of times when we're working to have the life we want to have, we have to use some pretty low energies. Energies of our survival. I'm going to talk about our primitive energy, how we use it, how to transform it, how to come into the evolution of your soul, and how to recognize who and what you really are, beyond the identity of your skin and all the things that surround it. I'm going to talk to you about the values of your life. And what is a valuable life? What are life values? Are they things that constitute how you live with others or how you live with yourself? These are all questions, these are all insights that most people never look at in their life. They just assume they understand it. I've been coaching people, counseling with them for many years, trying to help them understand the nature of what it means to be in a spiritual practice. It is the practice of putting your spirit before your desires, your flesh, your body, your wants, your needs, your insecurities, your fears. And over the many years that I've been able to teach this, I have found a commonality in people. People misconstrue the idea of life as being circumstances and events, things that they go through in their physical life, and it's not. It's what you are living on the inside, an entirely different world on the inside of yourself, an entirely different place where you're not living for what you want and think like you'd like to believe you are. You're living out something your mind cannot accept, hold, or believe in. And that's a life worth living. We decided to film this very special segment at Point Sur Lighthouse. It's really beautiful here. This lighthouse has been used for a long time to guide ships that are out to sea and lost, kind of like you and me. And we thought, what a perfect metaphor this is for the way we live our life. Now, again, I am not going to tell you how you should live your life, but I'd like to make some suggestions. If you begin to look at your life a little bit, what is the tone, the texture? What the heck are you doing with your life? What is this thing about? You get up in the morning, you take a shower, you eat your breakfast, you go to work, you come home, watch a little TV, go to bed, and it all starts all over again. Over and over and over. People live for little excursions, little adventures, I think. They try to find meaning in their life through some adventure, like going to Las Vegas or going to a dance or going to some sporting event or the theater or the movies. We want to be entertained. We're so bored with our life. Our life is so meaningless that we have to have constant entertainment, something plugged in our ears, something to look at constantly, and we're missing the entire experience. I live in one of the most beautiful places in the world here on the Central Coast. It's really quite nice. And I take a walk, and when I'm taking my walk, I'm always amused to watch people on the phone with the headphones in, listening to music, whatever, missing the experience that is the walk itself. So when Socrates said to live a life, a meaningful life, is one that is examined, looked at, what did he mean? Obviously, he's not saying to us, this is how you should live your life. Jesus talked about it, Buddha. The life is more than meat, the body more than raiment. Who'd have thought? We don't live like that. We live our life like life is what we eat and what we wear and what we have. We live to survive. Do you ever stop and ask yourself, what's it all about, Alfie? Do you ever look at it? What are we doing? Day in, day out. Is there a life past my survival? Can I live past the whole idea of how long I'll live, how well I'll live, how comfortable I'll live? These things people don't ask. I've been a spiritual teacher for 30-some years now, and I've tried to help a lot of people, both on this program, my radio program, my counseling, my classes, my Silmar retreats, my podcast, my videocast, my updates, my God, my med classes. Very few people, very few, understand what I'm doing. They think I'm trying to pawn off a religion or a philosophy on you. I'm not. I'm trying to get you to see something that is missed because the mind and the body working together as one can become very sick. This sick body, this pain body that we have created in our life is there because we have been ignoring our life. To such a degree we ignore it as though our life doesn't exist, and it is the manners, the mechanism, the way we move through day-to-day life that matters, and it doesn't. That's not your life. So if I said to you, show me your life, explain your life to me, Examine your life. Where would you go? Would you go to live your life or examine your life? Well, maybe where you believe your life begins and ends, which is where you're comfortable, what you're trying to do with your life, how much you have, what other people think of you, how much family surrounds you. I know people who say to me that the whole meaning of life is in their families. If you don't have family, you don't have a life. Really? Well, I don't have a family, and I have a life. It doesn't matter whether or not you have family or friends or obligations or people in your life. The meaning of a person's life, my dear Alfie, is not contained in the idea of belief and symbolism of what is going on around us. It's about what is going on within me. Can I follow my life and let it live me and be conscious of everything that I am doing, and instead of fighting everything that seems like a difficulty or that is in maybe contrast to what I believe life should be, that I have a sense of willingness on my part to be guided by a light that only my heart can see, only my being can know. When you learn to become meditative and quiet, you learn to listen to the language of life. And the language of life is love. And love can't be taught, it has to be caught. As love can't be taught and caught, neither can life. It's all a great big loving mystery. And to be willing to follow it takes the greatest courage there is, a life worth living.
Meditation is a tool. It's a tool to quiet your mind, to allow the love that's inside to blossom.
You know, from the moment we were born to the moment we die, until that last breath, most of us live in fear of our life because we were taught to be afraid of it. I'm at the top of the lighthouse right now. I can see whales out there. There's all sorts of life out there. And from here, the ocean looks totally different than when you're on land. And it's kind of the way life is. It's the way meditation works. Meditation gives you that distance, that ability to see things that you never saw before. And if you come to no conclusion, if you come to that place that we call in Zen, no mind, a mind no longer seeking to consider what is good and bad, or even what's right and wrong. Can you imagine that? Your mind, your ego's freaking out right now going, I've got to know what's right and wrong. What would happen if I didn't? The only way people know themselves, if you really look at it, is through fear. They're afraid of what is happening or what won't happen or how things will happen. There's so much fear involved in life. This is why religion really hooks people. Politics hooks people because they think they can avoid their fears by being hopeful or being religious. You can't. The whole life is about love. Here we are at the top of this beautiful lighthouse. There's this beacon of light going around, guiding the ships back to shore, back to the harbor. It's kind of like your heart. Your heart's trying to guide you back to your living. Life is about love, my dear one. It is not practical. It doesn't have anything to do with what you think of as reality because the mind can't think reality. The mind makes up the ideas of reality, but it can't know reality. The only way you'll know your life is to know yourself, and to know yourself is to set yourself free into life. People fear this at all costs. In all the counseling I do, in all the work I've tried to help people with at retreats and all that other stuff, I try to show them there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Your life has a purpose. It's trying to guide you to something infinite on the inside of you. It's actually trying to help you. It's trying to help you mature on the inside. But the problem with most of us is we don't mature in our life. Our maturity is based on one thing, the level of my fear and my anger. How I use my fear, how I use my anger to control me or to give me what I want determines my level of maturity. And this is why there are always wars and rumors of wars in this world, because people live in fear. No matter what you do, you're going to face death one day. I'm facing it. Everyone does. But the thing that is most important is not to look back at your life and see all the circumstances and conditions of a person's life and say, oh, I really lived well. I ate everything that walked. I drove everything that, was really sexy and wonderful. I had lots of great kids that went to college and made successes out of themselves. I made a ton of money. I live in the best place in the world. All of this stuff. I smoke great cigars. All of this is inside the box, the small mind. Life is what is occurring outside the small box. And if you can drop your measuring stick about what you think makes a good life, what you make a perfect life, if you can look outside the small mind that is trying to interpret your life, you'll find out that a life lived well, a meaningful life, is what you're having on the inside of yourself all this time. It was never something you had to go do, something you had to go get. It was always there, always there. Recently, one of my very dearest friends passed on. We were together in many different places in this world. And I'll never forget, as he took his last breath and he looked at me and a few of his other friends that we've all been together for many years and said, I love you. It's all about love. And no matter what we all went through as friends and with our families and all the things that we acknowledged with each other in our friendship and our meditation time together, in our journeys to the infinite, as it were, the thing that most mattered at the end summed it all up. I love you. It's all about love. It's not about what you know. It's not about physics. It's not about metaphysics. It's not about right and wrong. It's not about religion or politics. It's not about morals either. It's only about love. And love comes in many, many forms that the mind simply can't understand. What is a life worth living? It is an examined life that is willing to surrender to love. I really enjoyed doing that program. I'll tell you, Point Sur and Big Sur is a wonderful place to go. If you ever get a chance, go on down there. Listen. A life unexamined. What does it mean? Socrates is right. It's not worth living. But how are you going to examine your life when you think in terms of life being a matter of, well, perception, skin, money, power, prestige, all that other stuff? Do you realize how many lifetimes we've all lived and wasted it because we just really didn't care enough to look inside, or we didn't even know how to? A life worth living has nothing to do with your comfortable little life that you want around you. I know a lot of people who have comfortable lives, but their lives aren't worth living. Their comfort, their gratification has made them very shallow. What can you say to a person who lives shallow? What could you ever possibly say? It's all based in fear and conjecture anyway. So if you're a little bit more edgy as a person, you want to explore outside the boundaries of your fears and the life you have lived, maybe you'll find this program was helpful. Maybe it'll give you some creativity. You can always explore it outside the realm of your mundaneness into creativity and compassion, a life worth living, forgiving those who have hurt you, doing kindness to those who need your kindness and those who maybe think they're above it. It's about doing the thing that's extraordinary, and that is about loving and giving beyond common reason and logic. That's really what it's all about, but so few people seem to care. I think Socrates is right. The life unexamined is not a life worth living. I hope you enjoyed this program, and I hope you'll watch me again next week as we offer another very important show in this series. Please forgive my many words. Namaste. Oh, Mr. Dow, I needed Darshan today. I have to tell you, my mind is confused, my breath is off cadence, I can't focus, my legs hurt when I'm meditating. Ow, what do I do? Don't worry, it'll pass. What do you mean it'll pass? Oh, Mr. Dow, thank you for seeing me in Darshan. Well, I have to tell you, you were right. My legs don't ache, my mind is clear, my breath is straight, I'm in my center, everything is really cooking. I want to thank you. Don't worry, this too shall pass. What do you mean it'll pass? There's always a catch with you, you know? You're welcome. I started off this whole series after years and years and years of working with people, coaching them, counseling. This lighthouse has been used for hundreds of years, thousands of years, millions of years too.
What is it, a dinosaur?
You mean this isn't ancient?
I was counseling them and I was talking to them and all of a sudden I just throw the ball to JC.
Get him some lubricant for his tongue.
Why, from here I can see my house.